Hello Voltheads, you are watching the self-proclaimed, sarcastically named Captain KeyForge, also known as PJ Broughton of the Steel City Snufflegators.
Okay, so here we are again, and time to do my last Dark Tidings deck opening. I may end up getting more, but I really try to keep it down to 10 decks a set or less. I don't really want more than that. I've got 2 Polish, 3 English, that's 5. I'd like to go to at least 1 sealed event, maybe a couple. So yeah, I don't know how many more I'm going to be getting after this, but we'll get this open. So based on the way I opened the last deck, this way should reveal the 3 houses. Let's see if it does, or if they're a bit all sort of jumbled up and messy in terms of what we get. So no, it's revealed the creature's name. Okay, well, so what we got there, we have got Blaze, Peak, Wilder, the Unpolished, and we've got Shadows, Saurian and Sanctum. So every English deck I've opened has had Sanctum. One of the Polish ones did. I think every deck I've opened might have had Sanctum. I'll have to check the 2 Polish ones. One of them certainly did. 2 Saurian out of the 3. This is the first Shadows out of the English. What the Polish Evil Twin had Shadows. Okay, so let us begin opening it up. Get this cellophane off, and then we can see what we've got, and what we think of it. Does not want to come off, does it? There we go. Right, get in there now. Dear oh dear, fighting to get in. Wonder whether this came from the European print shop or from the Asian one. Yeah, dear me. There we go. We're actually going to be able to get into the thing now. Terrible. I think it's the most trouble I've had getting into a deck. There we go. Alright. So, as ever, we will pull out the Tide and the Archon card. And then we will flip the cards. Okay, so first card, Shadows. Loot or pillage, player choose 1, steal 1, or a friendly creature captures 3 with a capture icon on it. Brilliant card, lovely. Card number 2, Koallop. Deal 1 damage to each creature, gain 1 for each creature destroyed this way. That's quite a... It's not going to do a lot of destruction in this set, but it's a nice bit of damage. Power 2 creature, Jackie Tar. Elf Thief, elusive, deal 1 to a creature if the tide is high, deal 6 to a creature instead. So that's going to be really strong for getting rid of creatures when the tide is high. Don't want to get rid of that. Hard Simpsons. This one's a really interesting one to try and play around. So Hard Simpson, power 4, elusive. After Hard Simpson is dealt damage, steal 1. If the tide is low, your opponent steals 1 instead, and Hard Simpson must survive the damage. Power 3, creature, Gas Pipes Malone, Elf Thief. Before fight, the creature Gas Pipes Malone fights captures 1 from its own side. I mean, this has already got more amber control than the last deck had all deck. And then we've got an action. 1 Amber Pip, Cement Shoes. Play, deal 2 to a creature. If this damage destroys that creature, raise the tide. That's quite good. 2 of those. Trickle Down Theory. Play, raise the tide. Omni, gain 1 if your opponent has 6 or more. It's just remembering to use it, but it's quite good that it's a punishment. Every time they start to do well, you can be punishing them with that card. Old Bruno, elusive, play, capture 3. We're fans of Old Bruno. Little Niff, Omega deploy elusive. After a neighbour of Little Niff fights, steal 1. The only thing that's disappointing about Little Nif is the Omega. I get why it is, but that's not ideal. Finishing blow with a capture and an amber pip that's standard. Destroy a damaged creature if you do, steal 1. Not bad. Dead Man's Chest. Artifact. Play. Put 4 on Dead Man's Chest from the common supply. Deal 2 damage to a creature. After 6 or more creatures are destroyed in a turn, if Dead Man's Chest is ready, move each amber from Dead Man's Chest to the active player's pool. So you've got to be very careful with that, because you know your opponent could play a gateway to this and get 6 amber off the back of that. Oh, I'll get 4, but yeah, I'll be very careful about that one if my opponent has got mass creature control. But it's a fun card. Okay, and then we're on to Saurine, Spoils of Battle. Amber Pip. Play. A friendly creature captures 1. Each creature with amber on it captures 1 from its opponent. Reach advantage. Play. If the tide is high, a friendly creature captures 3. Otherwise, raise the tide. This thing's riddled with amber control, isn't it? Can't be complaining about that. Medicus Lacus. While the tide is high, you may spend amber on friendly creatures if it were in your pool. So the Dark Tidings version of Senator Brachus. That is one of the few cards in this set I've seen that really makes people fight over the tide. Because if I've got a lot of amber down on my creatures, you can't afford to have him in play, and if you can't kill him, you end up raising the tide. Or on 2 of them. Well, you can't grumble about that, can you? Power 5, Magistra Vita. Play Reap. You may exalt a friendly non-Saurian creature. If you do, reap with it. That's quite good, especially as a play effect. 2 of those. Decadence. Play. Choose 1. Exalt ready and use a friendly creature, or move 1 amber from a creature to another creature. Again, with the Magistra Vita exalting things and the reach advantage capturing things, that's quite good. Carpe Vinum. Exalt 2 enemy creatures. 2 of those. City State Interest. Each friendly creature captures 1 amber with a capture on it as well. So much capture in this Saurian house. And then we've got a power 5 creature, Bestiary Urso. Play Reap. You may unstun a creature. It's got 1 point of armor. Sorry about that. Destroy a creature. Its controller gains 1 amber. And then we are on to the Sanctum cards. There's some decent cards so far. Taxing Journey. 1 amber pip. Play. A friendly creature captures 1 if each of its neighbours that shares a house with it also capture 1. Yet more capture. 2 of those. Strained Origination. Play only if the tide is high. 3 amber. Not great if you're playing against Infernus, but gets you some amber pips. Shifting Battlefield. Play. Move a friendly creature anywhere in your battle line. That creature captures 1. 2 of those. Good God, how many cards capture in this deck? After a player raises the tide, a creature they control captures 2 from their opponent. Power 6, 2 armor. Seneschal Sargasso that was. Hammergram. I think we finally got something that doesn't capture. Play. Deal 3 to a creature and stun it. Grand Melee. Destroy each creature that does not share a house with at least 1 of its neighbours. General Salvador. 2 capture enhancements. Power 4, 2 armor. Bulwark. Power 4, armor 1, assault 2. Each of Bulwark's neighbours gains assault 2. Bring Low. Capture all but 5 of your opponent's amber distributed amongst friendly creatures. And Barrister Joya. Enemy creatures cannot reap. Wow. For Dark Tidings, I think this is the most amber control I've ever seen. I mean, we'll start with amber control because there's so many of it. You could argue Barrister Joya is, but we'll put it to one side for a minute and say not. Bring Low, definitely. Capture 2. Capture 1. Capture 1. Capture 1 minimum. Capture 1 minimum. Capture. I mean, again, those spend amber, but we'll put them to one side. Say no. That's capture. That's capture. Steal. Steal. Capture. capture, steal, steal or capture. The last deck I opened had 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 cards. A third of the deck more than. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, you've even got it in every house. The amber control in this is massive. So we'll divvy the stuff up into actions, creatures and artifacts, and we'll give them a count. Just hoping it has enough creatures to make it likely to have a chance at competing. Creatures first of all then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's not ideal with so much capture, and I preferred to have seen a couple more. Actions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'd like to see 1 or 2 or less of those maybe. And then 2 artifacts, although they are quite interesting artifacts, and they are amber generation artifacts as well, I suppose, aren't they? Although one of them could backfire spectacular. So how much amber we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and that's it, 13, no, 14 amber, although again there was 14, but potentially 15, 16 and potentially 17 and 18 with those Carpi items. The amber generation's certainly there, the amber control is certainly there. The creatures are a little bit lacking. Have we got a board white? I'll tell you what we haven't got. We haven't got an artifact control. There would only be Gorm of Omin Sanctum out of these that destroys something. And we haven't got that. We haven't got Borrow or the other card in Shadows that is like remote access. So we've got no artifact control. Creature control is probably a problem as well, because you've only got 14 creatures. So are you going to be able to keep on top of your opponent's creatures when you've only got 14 and they've probably got 17, 18 or 19? So, okay, well, what do we think of that one then? Are purple Archon cards the best? Certainly the best out of 3 English ones I've opened in terms of amber control. That is miles, miles, miles better than either of the other 2. The creature count could be a worry, especially with lacking creature control. Equally, if you're hoping something's going to be really competitive, it would potentially be nice to see artifact control as well. Although, as I pointed out in one of my videos, there are only 5 cards in the set that will destroy an artifact, which is hardly a great deal. So yeah, I think it's probably the best of the English ones I've opened. Out of the English ones I've opened, I'm probably going to want to play this one and the Red Hand Registry one the most, because I like the card Red Hand Registry. That deck's going to struggle for amber control because it only had 4, and the 4 were not even particularly ones that I could trigger even. They were all sort of passive stuff that sits there and I have no control over and can be played around. So it's a bit of a worry for that one. And the other one was a Z-Force one. So I've got the new house, I didn't get an evil twin out of the English ones, although it seems to be running about 1 in 12. So to have opened 5 and got an evil twin, again, I'm probably ahead there on what I wanted it to be. One of the 2 cards I wanted, I've got across the 5 decks I've opened. So again, I can't really complain there. And again, out of 5 decks, there's at least 2 that have got the Unfathomable. Yeah, pretty sure it's 2. It's the evil twin and one of the ones I've just opened. Yeah, I'll give them a play. I'm still going to be looking for a groundbreaking discovery deck, because that's the thing I want most from this set. So I'll be looking for one of those. When I get my hands on one sooner or later, which I will, I might show that. Also as well, I may look for another evil twin, because I'd kind of like to make a series of videos with evil twins like I did with the gigantic creatures, but I would want it to be able to play itself at the end of it. So I'd also be looking for a deck where I had the evil twin and the standard card, the standard deck was available and online and registered already. But we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, that is the deck.
Thanks for watching, so feel free to like and subscribe. I love comments and criticism, so please feel free to leave those. I'll hope to see you next time, but until then, may the Forge be with you.